Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. I've been asked what's the difference between masks and embossing folders. Now both will create a background in your card, but obviously they'll do it in different ways. It will change the card from being plain to something quite outstanding just by adding texture in the background. And this one is just layered textured backgrounds. So these are plastic masks that you can put the impression in your card with. You can also use these to stencil through, but once you've added it to your card and run it through your individual machines, that's the impression that you will get in your cards. Now these are embossing folders, and what you need to do with these is add your card to the inside of the folder, and you've got an impression that goes down and one that comes up, so it will give you a different look whichever way you use it. So pop your card inside, run it through your machine, and that will put the pattern into your card. And as I said, this is the bit that sticks up, that's the side that goes down. Now if you want to use the impressibilities from Spellbinders, you will need a die cutting machine with a larger platform, and this is the one that was introduced to you in starting your Spellbinder collection. So once this has been run through the machine, the card will have that kind of a pattern in it, and I've done this on mirror card. Now these are embossabilities from Spellbinders, and these are embossing folders with a difference. They give you twice as much for your money. So if you open it out, you have the pattern inside the folder. Lay your card onto it, run it through your embossing, your die cutting machine, and that pattern will be embossed into your card. But then if you turn it round and put your card in again, or another piece of card in again, and close it up, you now have a different pattern inside, and when you've finished, that's the pattern that you get. So from that folder you have two different looks to your card. Now this one is the Flora one from Embossabilities, and this will give you completely different looks. If you look inside, you have the leaf, the large leaf pattern, and once your card's been run through that side, that's the beautiful pattern that you get on your card. But then if you turn it over and put your card in the other way, once you've embossed that, that's the pattern that you get. So there you have two different looks from one folder. So this is the embossed side, but if you turn the card over, you also have the debossed side, which is another different look to your cards. Now you can either leave the card plain, or you can enhance it even more by taking a blending tool and some distress ink and just lightly going over the raised areas just to give you another effect. And that is exactly what I've done with this piece. This is a 7 1/4 inch square, and this is the background I'm going to use to make the card. Now in the video Pierced Edges and Spellbinders, I showed you how to pierce the edges to your card, and this one is 7 3/4. So the one that we've just created with the impressibilities and inked will just fit inside that pierced edge. Now the image that I'm using is from Candy Doodles from Polka Doodles. It's on a CD. You can print off the images whenever you wish, and this has been coloured in with Spectrum Noir alcohol pens, and I've just curved the edges, and that will sit on the front of my card. Now this is all just a dry run to see where everything will go. So I've cut myself some flowers, and you'll find the instructions for that on Spellbinder Blossoms, the video for Spellbinder Blossoms. I've tied a little bow, and in the centre of that I'm going to add a pearl, and it won't stay there at the moment. So there's my flowers. Now the spellbinder that I've used for this is the Fancy Tags 3, and a company called Want to Scrap create lovely bling that will match those dies, and that is what I've done with this sentiment. Now to this card I'm also going to add some more pearly swirls from Want to Scrap, and I thought I would use this piece. Now don't think that you have to use all that piece in one go, because what I've done is I've cut it down into areas that I want to use. So I've just cut the bling in half and then taken off pieces that I want. I'm also going to use some of these pearl edges, and again I've just cut those down into the size that I want. So I've cut another of the Fancy Tags 3, and I've just added as a shadow to the back of the sentiment. That's going to go on the front of the card with some foam pads. I'm going to add the swirl just down here, but this top corner needs something, so I've cut myself some of the larger pearls, and I'm going to add those in the corner, and then inside of those I'm going to add the smaller pearls. So now we've got everything in place and I'm happy with the look, I'm going to go away and build up the card. So there's the card front finished. I'm now going to add it to the base card. Now for the base, all I've done is taken an A4 piece of card. This will be the base for the front, and that's because this is 7 3/4. The base card has been cut, will be cut to 8 inches, and that will leave just a small border around the edge. Now the other panel will create the A-frame, and just take the snip off the end, and that will be the bit inside the A-frame. So I'm going to add this front to the base using a wet glue. So to create the A-frame for the back, take the wider piece, fold it in half and crease it. Then with the narrower piece, cut yourself a strip that's about 4.5 inches long, and you're just going to turn over the end on each side, and then take it up, pick it up, and keep the 2 flaps that you've just folded down, and fold the rest of it in half. And then you're going to glue the 2 little flaps on the outside of the 2 little flaps. You're going to glue those to the inside of the frame. So if you look where I'm putting it, it's just there. Close it up, hold it in place for a second or two till the glue sets, and that creates the A-frame inside there. Now once the inside is drying, you can add your glue to the back of the A-frame, and you're just going to pop that on the back of your card. Make sure that your card is the right way around and stick it to the back. Add it level to the bottom, make it into the centre, and just push that into place. And then once that's done, your card will now stand. So there you have a pretty A-framed card that will stand by itself, and it's an 8-inch square.